Hello, everyone, and welcome to Copper Hills High School in West Jordan, Utah, for another edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. My name is Nate Thatcher, and tonight we will be presenting to you the matchup between the Cedar Valley Aviators and the Copper Hills Grizzlies. For Cedar Valley, the Cinderella story of the season is no doubt upon them. The Aviators were picked to finish last in Region 7 of 5A, but they have defied the odds and won not only by small margins, but they've won big. Their average margin of victory, 27 points. First-year head coach Kawika Akina is looking to change this program and do it fast. But now they must face the state's most experienced and winningest roster in the Copper Hills Grizzlies. In order to prove yourself, you need to face the Goliath, and Cedar Valley is doing that just now. For Copper Hills, they were picked to win the 6A state championship coming into the season, and that's a daunting task. But not for this team, which returned 7 seniors on the runner-up team from last year. Coach Timpson said that this schedule would be difficult, and it has proved to do just that, as the Grizzlies are coming off of their second loss of the season to a Ridgeline team that dominated them on the perimeter. Copper Hills is looking to get back on the winning side tonight. For our keys to the game, Cedar Valley is going to have to hold Skyly Barker to sub 20 points. She's one of the top players in the state for a reason, and when she gets going, she can't stop. She scored over 30 points twice already this season, and she allows for her teammates to score when she forces the defense to overhelp. If the Aviators can keep her cold, they could have a chance at staying undefeated. For Copper Hills, they can't allow a dominant quarter. Cedar Valley has come to win their games by absolutely annihilating their opponents, and typically in the first quarter. In their last 2 wins alone, they outscored the other teams 47-12. The Grizzlies not only need to finish well tonight, but they must dictate the tempo right from the opening jump if they want to return to their winning ways. For tonight's starting lineups, on the Cedar Valley side, it'll be Savannah Clott, Daisy Thane, Presley Whiting, Ellie Larson, and Hadley Whiting. And for the Copper Hills Grizzlies, it'll be Ayla Marston, Skyly Barker, Taylor Johnson, Fusi Ledger, and Aspen Frazier, a complete senior-led starting lineup. This is going to be a good one, no doubt, as maybe a game not a lot of people were expecting to be close at the beginning of the year, but probably the marquee girls basketball matchup so far this season. And Copper Hills wins the tip. And an early turnover for the Grizzlies, as it was a double dribble called against Skyly Barker, the star of the team. Skyly Barker's been impressive so far, shooting a 50-40-90 clip from the field, and she's top 4 in Utah in points per game, so a player to watch out for sure. Cedar Valley moving their offense. It's Whiting, down low, and Savannah Clott gets the early 2 on the layup. And then they steal the inbound pass and almost get the layup to go, but it's going to be a rebound instead, taken by Ayla Marston. Grizzlies will push in transition. Barker's double-teamed. Now they'll kick it around the wing. And going up and getting fouled is Ayla Marston that time on the left side, and she'll head to the free throw line for 2. A reminder that tonight's Copper Hills free throws are brought to you by Chick-fil-A. But it looks like they're actually not going to call it on the shot. It's actually going to be inbounded off the baseline. So they'll throw it deep to Frazier up top. Frazier's going to take a fake step and then kick it back around. And it's a turnover once again. The Aviators are on the move. Weaving through traffic is Larson. She gets trapped. She kicks it back out. It's Thane. In the right wing, heavily pursued by that Grizzlies defense. Here goes Clott right side, back out to Thane. Finds Larson. Lots of screen movement. Now right post. Down low, it's blocked. Great job that time by Taylor Johnson. Grizzlies in transition. Ledger stopped underneath the left side of the basket, and it goes right off her leg and will head back the other way. So early turnovers on both sides, and the only score so far comes from the Aviators, an early 2-0 lead. Just a minute and a half here into this first quarter, and the Aviators so far dictating tempo. Grizzlies can't stop themselves from turning it over so far. Presley dishes it over to Daisy. And Thane will find Savannah. Clott going left. Picks up her dribble. Nice underhand, but it can't get it to go. It's Aspen Frazier again with the rebound. Almost picks up her dribble. And instead it's Grizzlies in transition. Here's the player you need to watch out for, and that's why. Skyly Barker with a nice floater off the left side to even things up. So it's 2 apiece for Copper Hills and Cedar Valley now in the first quarter. The Aviators once again will try to dictate tempo. Ellie Larson, left wing. Over to Presley up top, picks up her dribble. Finds Hadley for 3, and it's good. And Cedar Valley using a full court press right now to try and force this Grizzly team to keep turning the ball over. Instead, it's going to be a full court pass down low to Frazier, who tried to bounce pass underneath the basket. It's not going to go. Well defended by the Aviators. And instead, they'll kick it around the outside. Now Barker going down low. It's blocked. Frazier again with the rebound. She's going to kick it outside. Cross-court pass. Players are moving around for the Grizzlies. Frazier for 3. It's good. That's a Vunami three-pointer for Copper Hills and Aspen Frazier. And it's 5 apiece. Thane cuts left and goes up with her left and gets the layup to go. Cedar Valley right now absolutely going at the Grizzlies' defense inside the paint. Here's Ledger in transition. Finds Frazier, who just hit that 3. Down low in the post. It's a great run that time by Ayla Marston, the all-around guard. She's going to be fouled on her shot. And now we'll see some Chick-fil-A free throws from the Grizzlies. As I just mentioned, Ayla Marston is an all-around guard. She leads the team so far this season in assists and rebounds per game, and she's top 10 in the state in assists per game. So you have to watch out for how she dictates tempo, not only for herself to score, but also for her teammates. First free throw goes off the rim, but second one swishes through the net, and that gives Copper Hills a slight deficit as they cut into it, 7-6. And that'll be a timeout called by Cedar Valley, and we'll take it with them. It's 7-6 Aviators on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back to KSL Sports Rewind here on a Wednesday night out in West Jordan, Utah, where it's the Copper Hills Grizzly currently trailing the Cedar Valley Aviators 7-6. Cedar Valley coming into this game undefeated under first-year head coach Kawika Akina, as his team was picked to finish last in Region 7 this year after a 12-12 finish in 2024. But so far, they are looking dominant, as their average margin of victory is extremely high, at almost 27 points a game. And here are the Aviators on offense. Lily Shippen is checked into the game for the Aviators. It's Thane, tries to get over Shippen, but it's stolen by Barker. She's in transition. Can she go on the right side? No, but Frazier's there to pick up the rebound and put it back up and in. Aspen Frazier with an early 5, and that'll give Copper Hills their first lead of the game. Here comes Cedar Valley to try and retake that lead they've had for almost this entire first quarter. And that time it was Ellie Larson trying to cut towards the basket, and Thane couldn't read it and just throws it out of bounds. So Aviators will stay here with a full court press. Going man. And they're able to get it into Ledger after a tip ball, but she's going to be double team pressed, and it's going to be stolen. A crazy layup is no good, but it's controlled this time by the Grizzlies. Here comes Ayla Marston. Dishes it out to Frazier, cross court. Finds Johnson. Back over. Barker for 3. It's good. And there's another Vunami 3. Vunami, powering local businesses with cutting-edge IT and hosting solutions. Learn more at vunami.com. Go Grizzlies. Aviators now reeling after a 7-5 lead. They've allowed a 6-0 run by the home team. Usually, the Aviators, their best quarter is their first, averaging over 20 points a game, stuck at 11, but they can be able to add a little bit more to their total with that foul on the shot attempt. So Coach Aquina will call all the rest of his team over to his bench so we can coach them, while the free throws will be up and attempted by Daisy Thane, the sophomore guard. Thane's averaging 8.8 points per game, and she was the leading scorer in the first game versus Stansbury, where she led with 18 points. Unfortunately, can't get that one to go. And let's see if she can get one more to drop. Skyly Barker has proven to be just what she has been so far in the Grizzlies' first 6 games of the season, as Daisy's second free throw attempt is good. So 11-8, our score. Grizzlies lead. Still hanging with that full court press are the Aviators. Shot clock did not start, so we're going to reset that. Ever since the shot clock was introduced into the state here a few years ago, it's still something that has to be worked from time to time, as it's a typical malfunction every game. So Grizzlies will inbound far on the other side. And here's Marston, heavily pressured up top by the Aviators. But she finds a cutting Barker on the other side, who gets another easy 2. Skyly Barker cannot be stopped right now, and that's just not what Cedar Valley wants to see so far. Here's Whiting, who picks up her dribble in the paint, finds a cutting teammate, Lily Shippen, who gets a layup on the left side. The Aviators are moving very well without the ball, and it's allowing them to stay within 3. Barker's pressured left side. Instead, she'll give it up. It's Marston. She's going to go back to her left. Floater down the lane is no good. Fighting for the rebound. She gets it herself, and then she'll be fouled by Cedar Valley. Great effort that time by Ayla Marston. So here are the Grizzlies inbounding on their own baseline, full shot clock. Marston finds Barker up top. Pump fakes a 3. Instead, she'll dribble to her left and hand back off to Marston. Marston drives left. Barker left wing. Back to Marston. It's a 2-woman game right now. She's up with a floater. Hits the backboard in the rim, but doesn't go in. Steals a pass after the rebound. Can't get the layup to go. Ledger's diving for it. Somehow goes back to Marston. Crowd cheers as Barker drives right. Kicks it out. It's a 3-pointer. It's up and no good. A miss that time by Ella Creer, who just subbed into the game, and the Aviators control after missing and controlling a few of their rebounds. Here's Whiting. Going up with the right. It's blocked down low. And it's going to be off of her hands. As they said, her foot was on the baseline when she touched it. It'll go back to the Grizzlies. So tough start right now for Hadley Whiting and co., although they only find themselves down 1 possession. Ava Akusi will check in for the Aviators as well, as they're going to still keep up this full court defense. Minute 30 left here in our opening quarter. Marston trying to find Barker. Instead, she'll go to the 3. Finds Ella Creer. It's Ledger down low. Layup no good. Missed by Abby Bush. Instead, it's back up to Marston. She'll take a 3. And she'll hit it. The outside is falling right now for the Grizzlies, and then extends their lead to 6. Aviators have not scored for a while, except for a single free throw by Daisy Thane. Here's Whiting, getting a screen. Off with her right, and she's going to be fouled. Got the screen actually that time from her sister Presley. And now she'll go to the charity stripe, turn 2. 54.8 here left in the first quarter. Grizzlies lead it 16-10. And it'll be Hadley Whiting at the free throw line for 2. And the first one is up and in. Hadley Whiting having a stellar year. The junior wing averages 11.4 points per game. And she's had an impressive outing in every single game that they've played so far. Clearly this team is having great chemistry. Not a lot of seniors. In fact, there's no seniors on their roster as they get the rebound off the second miss. The layup is up and in. Ava Kusi, who just checked in, makes it a 3-point play instead of a 2. Here come the Grizzlies once again in transition. Right-hand layup is blocked. Wow, what a stuff that time under the rim by Presley Whiting. And it was Elise Southworth, the junior guard, that tried to go up with that one. Instead, it's Barker driving right, now going back left. Off the backboard, no good. And Thane will control the rebound. 30 seconds left. Shot clock should be turned off. Daisy going one-on-one with a spin move underneath the basket. My goodness, she put some sauce but can't finish. Marston in transition, heavily defended on that right side. It's Raya Bell that's right on her hip. Marston's going back to her left, kicks it back out. It'll be Bush for 3 in the wing, and she's got it. 3-pointers falling right now as the clock expires, and that'll do it as the Copper Hills Grizzlies lead the Cedar Valley Aviators, who are so far undefeated, 19-13. We'll come back after this short message. Welcome back to Copper Hills High School for another edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher here as the Grizzlies, home team, currently lead the Cedar Valley Aviators 19-13 in what is something usually different for the Aviators. They've typically dominated so far in their first 5 games in the first quarter, but they find themselves trailing by 2 possessions early on. They start with the basketball. Presley tries to find Thane, and Thane will get a screen right side. She'll find Bell, and just kicking it around the perimeter. Back to Thane. Fake pass with her left, goes up with her right on the left side of the basket, and she'll be fouled heading back to the free throw line. Daisy Thane is finding ways to get to the free throw line tonight, as this is her second time going to the cherry stripe. The sophomore guard averages 8.8 points per game and has now gone 1 for 3 from the line. So Hadley Whiting and Ellie Larson will check back in for the Aviators. The second leading scorer for the Aviators, Ellie Larson, so far quiet tonight as Thane gets her second free throw to go down. Something to see if she can get things going. Marston trapped in the corner. Finds Bush up top. Heavily defended by Thane. Back to Marston. Driving with the right, moves and weaves around the defense. Once again, doing everything but just can't get it to go at the bottom of the bucket. Here's Larson. She'll fade, dribble out to her right, picks it up. Tries to find Thane moving behind her, but instead it's picked off by Bush. Bush now in transition, loses it back over to Thane. Aviators have numbers. Thane, corner, back over. It's going to be a driving layup that's no good by Akusi, but then a foul will once again be called on the Grizzlies. So something to watch now with some players maybe in some foul trouble. So the foul will go against Elise Southworth, and that'll send Ellie Larson, who we were just speaking of, to the free throw line. And the first free throw is up and good. So Cedar Valley staying in this game because they're just heading right to the rack and getting fouled, finding themselves at the free throw line on almost all their possessions. And right now it's Larson, the junior wing, who's averaging 12.2 a game. And she actually just scored the game-winning layup in overtime versus Corner Canyon 3 games ago. Second free throw, no good. So she'll go 50% from the line. Here come the Grizzlies once again in transition. Right side pass, down low. Kick it back out. Marston for 3. It's good. Ayla Marston finding her shot from outside, and that'll extend the lead, 22-15. And Coach Kawika Akina does not like what he sees. He'll call a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back after this short message. Welcome back into Copper Hills High School as it's the Cedar Valley Aviators that took a Soccer Post timeout. Soccer Post is your local source for all things soccer. Located in West Jordan and Pleasant Grove, Soccer Post is here to serve our community and help all athletes perform at their best. From the latest releases to the perfect item for any fan, Soccer Post is the only choice for your soccer needs. Find us online at www.soccerpost.com. So it's the Grizzlies leading 22-15 thanks to their top two players, Skyly Barker and Ayla Marston, finding their shot from outside as they currently lead by 7. Aviators able to stay in this one actually from the free throw line, but looking to get their star players going. Thane on the left wing. Loses the dribble, instead tries to find a cutting Larson, but it's picked off once again. Here's Marston in transition. She's going to go 1v4. She won't get it. Rebounds tipped back out. Here's Frazier. She'll set a screen for Barker. Barker dishes left, and it'll go off of her foot and back over to Cedar Valley. Grizzlies coming off of a runner-up spot in the 2023-24 season. They finished 25-2 and actually set a school record for the number of wins in a single season, but fell short to Lone Peak, who has won 3 state championships in a row. And Whiting was trying to find Thane on a cut. It's stolen, tipped. Barker's got it as Thane falls down. She dishes it back outside. The three-pointer's up and no good by Marston. And instead, it's controlled by Larson, who dishes it out to Thane. 1v1, spin move against Marston. Uses the pivot foot to go back to her left as she goes up for 2. So Daisy Thane so far, the player to watch for the Aviators as Marston moves in transition. Tries to cut over with her elbow. She loses the basketball. And now the Grizzlies tried to go full court, and instead it's going to be a foul. It looks like it's going to go against Elise Southworth again. That'll be her second foul of the game as she gets the block called against her. And coming in for both teams, it'll be Lily Shippen coming in for the Aviators and Fusi Ledger coming in for the Grizzlies. So Claude will get the call from her coach. Shippen finds Larson, who hands it off to Presley. Presley down low, finds her sister, and she's fouled once again. So that connection from Presley to Hadley has allowed Hadley to go to the line. Still only a 2-possession game. And it's Cedar Valley once again heading to the line, taking advantage of the foul blunders by the home team. And the first free throw is up and good. She makes this next one, it'll be a 1-possession game. And the second one is also up and good, something that Cedar Valley hasn't seen too much of tonight on their free throw attempts. Soft press now as the Aviators will back up, allow Copper Hills to set up their half-court offense. Here's Ledger. Highly pressured now, hands it off to Southworth. Southworth going to her left, dishes it back out. Barker now using that same pathway to get a floater up. It's no good. And kicked back over to the Grizzlies. It looks like it's going to be a deep 2. And that'll be shot by Elise Southworth. Foot was on the line, so it's 24-19. Now Claude going with her left, and she goes up for a layup, no good. Here come the Grizzlies going fast in transition. It's Barker. Frazier, right wing. Tries to get a bounce pass. It's not read by her teammate. It's picked up by Whiting. Whiting going 1v2 up and fouled, and it's going to be called against Frazier. So we'll see what they call if it's on the shot here, and it looks like it will be. So 4:11 left here in the second quarter, as the first free throw is up and missed. And Barker will sub out as Marston checks back in for the Grizzlies. Second free throw is up and rattles in. And that'll once again cut into this deficit just a little bit more. 24-20. Frazier getting pushed as she moves to half court. Marston getting the call. Now picks up her dribble. Spacing is clustered as Marston gets a screen from Frazier. Goes to her left. Heavily pressured by Whiting. Picks up her dribble again. Dishes it back out. Ledger finds Frazier behind. Frazier, a little shifty movement. Finds Marston for a three. Left wing, no good. Rebounds fought for. Ball moving around. It's won by Copper Hills. And they're going to call an offensive foul against Marston. And they're going to call a charge. And wow, there's a lot of fighting by this home crowd against the ref after he called that one. They don't really like that one. It's 24-20 though, with 3:30 left in the second. Aviators have a chance to cut this to a 2 or 1 point game. Larson tries to find Whiting. It's fought for by Ledger and controlled by Marston. And now it's dished over to Southworth. Back to Ledger. Frazier, right wing, picked up. She's going to drive baseline. Pump fake. Dishes it out. Southworth for three. No good off back iron. And over to Larson, who's going to move in transition, 1v2. Spin move, down low, up with the right and into the basket. Cedar Valley finding ways to use their pivot foot tonight. It's 24-22. Frazier in transition, can't control baseline. Back over to Ledger. Marston, back to Ledger. Three-pointers up, no good. Aviators now dictating the tempo and maybe controlling a lot of the momentum right now. Here's Shippen up top. Coach Aquina telling him to move. Savannah Claude gets a screen left side, tries to go with a high pass down low. Player can't find it. It was Presley Whiting that was the intended receiver. Instead of the out of bounds and brought in baseline by Cedar Valley. So a short break for star Skylie Barker as she comes back in for Copper Hills. Try and bring this momentum back to the home squad. It's inbounding. Akusi dishes it outside to Claude. Claude will go up with the right, and she's absolutely denied. Ayla Marston with perhaps the best block you'll see tonight. Ayla Marston absolutely helping her team stay in this game and currently leads by 2. It's Shippen up top, defended by Skylie. Now over to Thane. Shot clock's down to 1, and it's going to be a shot clock violation that will go against the Aviators. They didn't see that the shot clock did not reset. And it goes back to the home team, who can now increase their lead with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Barker, heavily defended by Thane, up on the logo. Throws it over to Marston, left side. Cross-court pass to Creer. Creer finds Bush, who throws it down to Barker, and she's going to be fouled by Daisy Thane that time as Thane went for the steal. So no free throws. It'll be inbounded baseline. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Something that the Grizzlies, I'm sure, will be aware of after the blunder by the Aviators on just the previous possession. Marston goes to her left. Now goes back up top to her right. Trying to find Creer down low. It's bobbled. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Creer's got to put it up. She does, and she's fouled. So Ella Creer will head to the free throw line. It's brought to you by Chick-fil-A tonight for the Copper Hills Grizzlies. So Ellie Larson and Presley Whiting will check back in after Creer misses the first of 2. And it'll be Hadley, and Savannah Klott that check out. So Creer trying to go 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, and she does. That'll increase the lead back up to 3. Here comes Cedar Valley. It's Akusi. Throws it back out to Larson. Here's Shippen as she moves. Going to her left, and it's going to be a charge going the other way. So we've got 2 charges called, 1 on each team. Ledger grabbing her head as she fell to the floor. So 25-22 our score. Minute 16 left now in the second quarter. Aviators going back to that full court press. It's Barker. Gets past her defender. Goes from left to right. She's tripped and the home crowd wants a foul. She dishes it over to Marston. And they'll call a hold on Daisy Thane, who may find herself in some foul trouble now in this first half. So Barker gets the inbound from Marston. Back over to Ayla. Ayla finds Skiley, who dishes down low. Creer going from her left to her right and up and in. Ella Creer with the last 3 for Copper Hills as they now lead it by 5. Got a 14-second difference between shot clock and game clock here in the first half. And it's a wide open Whiting. Presley Whiting cuts the deficit once again, 3-point game. Shot clock now turned off. Excuse me. It was shot clock, but it's a missed 3-point attempt that time by Ella Creers. Had the last 3 for the Grizzlies. Aviators looking to control on their last possession. 13 left in the second quarter. Larson moving to her left, gets the screen from Whiting. Tries to find Shippen on the cut. She's well defended. 5 seconds left now. Here's Akusi. Mid-range jumper up and in. Cedar Valley cuts this to a 1-point game as we head to halftime. It's the Copper Hills Grizzlies 27 and the Cedar Valley Aviators 26. We'll be back at halftime after this short message. Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com as we gear up for what should be an exciting second half between Cedar Valley and Copper Hills. The Grizzlies came into this season as the preseason favorite to win the 6A state championship, but it's Cedar Valley, the 5A team, coming in here with an undefeated record after they were picked to finish last in Region 7. Only find themselves down 1 against the home team that is a complete senior-led roster. By far the most experienced team coming into the state. And it'll be the Grizzlies starting with the basketball, now moving from left to right. Barker hands it off to Marston. Those two were the key makers for sure, as always, in this game. And it's Barker going with the right hand on the floater and gets it to go early for the Grizzlies. Barker had a quiet second quarter after exploding onto the scene in the first. Cedar Valley found a way to claw back after finding themselves down multiple possessions. As it's Klott moving up with her right, somehow going underhand, but it's an offensive rebound for Daisy Thane. Thane tries to cut back over to Klott, and it's too high. It'll be a turnover going back the Grizzlies' way. Grizzlies are coached by Jake Timpson, who's in his 5th season, and he's coming off of his most successful season as a head coach, and in fact, it's the most successful season any head coach has had at this school, as they won 25 games, a school record. Trying to get something done that they couldn't last season, though, and that's win a state championship. Here's Marston, who finds a cutting Frazier right side, and she gets quick and early, too. So Copper Hills now increases that lead to 5, and Klott, another high pass, as Coach Aquina is frustrated with his players not slowing down the tempo and now tells them to re-pick up that full court press. There's Barker cutting to her left and now moving to the middle. It's an easy pass over to Frazier on the right side, but she can't get the layup, and it's controlled by Whiting. And now here goes Klott in transition. Going on the right up against Barker. One-on-one, and she's absolutely stuffed. Skiley Barker with another block on tonight's game. It'll stay here with the Aviators. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Cedar Valley still looking to get their first points of the second half. Finn gets the ball right back after the inbound. She's up in the post going one-on-one, trying to go against Taylor Johnson, but can't get it done. Now she's going back. She'll kick it out. And then she'll take a three after the pass, and it's off the right side of the backboard and off to Aspen Frazier. Here's Marston. She'll go right. Dishes it out. Barker pump fakes. She'll kick out to Johnson. Lots of pump fakes here by this home team Grizzlies. And now it's Johnson spin moving, trying to go down low. It's tipped away by the Aviators, and we'll have a jump ball that will head over to Cedar Valley. So great defense that time by the visiting team. Aviators now will slow things down as Klott will now move right. Hands it off to Ellie Larson. Ellie has it back. Now she dishes it down low to Whiting. Whiting going one-on-one against Johnson. Layup is up and no good, but she'll head to the free throw line once more. Hadley Whiting, the junior wing, averaging 11.4 a game. A dominant duo with her sister Presley, who's averaging 12.8. In fact, Presley has made 11 three-pointers on the season to help her cause in terms of that statistic. But it's Hadley at the line for two. For the first points of the second half, it's up and good. So 31-27 our score with 5:32 left in the third. Cedar Valley's gotten to the line a lot tonight, just haven't been able to find both free throws to go down each time they hit the floor. But that time, it's good to go. 2 for 2 for Hadley. Full court press will resume, but the Grizzlies have been able to break it, for the most part, pretty easily. Here's Skiley, who hands it off to Marston, left wing. Down low, Skiley, one-on-one. Now it's 1v2, and it's tipped off of her foot. It's heading the Aviators' way as Daisy Thane's weaving her way through traffic, and it's Whiting for a deep three and in! Cedar Valley finding a way to make this close, but it's Marston in transition, easily breaking that press once again. Tie ball game at 31 apiece. Aviators control off a missed shot attempt. Can they get the lead once again? It's Savannah up with her left and in transition. Savannah Klott, the sophomore guard, gets it to go, and the Aviators now lead by 2. Marston then has it stolen from her by Daisy Thane. All momentum now with the visiting squad. Another three for Whiting. It bakes in! And a timeout will be taken by Copper Hills, no doubt, and we'll take it with them. Cedar Valley explodes for a 10-0 run to take the lead. We'll be back after a short message. Welcome back into Copper Hills High School, where it's Cedar Valley going on a 10-0 run to retake the lead they had early in the first quarter, but they now lead it 36-31. This Soccer Post timeout is brought to you by Soccer Post, your local source for all things soccer. Located in West Jordan and Pleasant Grove, Soccer Post is here to serve our community and help all athletes perform at their best. From the latest releases to the perfect item for any fan, Soccer Post is the only choice for your soccer needs. Find them online at www.soccerpost.com. The Aviators have come onto the scene, and it looks to be that this third quarter could potentially be that dominant quarter that they usually have in each of their wins. In 3 out of their 5 wins, it's the first. But also in 1 of the 5, it was in the third quarter. That was in their second win versus Kearns, where they did score 24 points in that third quarter in that win. Grizzlies, once again, heavily defended by this Aviators defense who picked up the pressure, but it's Marston with a crazy shot that doesn't go in, and lots of contact. And we'll see who this is called on, but lots of arms are flying, and it's going to be called against the Aviators. So Presley Whiting will get the foul called on her as her arms were just shoving against all these other players. Marston grabbed her nose for a second, but she's right back at it with an easy 2. Ayla Marston's on fire tonight, and she's keeping her squad in this one as now they trail by 1 possession. Savannah Claude now moving. Going to her right, finds Daisy Thane. Thane will kick it over to Whiting. Back over to Savannah. She'll take another 3 and hit! Cedar Valley is exploding right now from the outside, hitting their last 3 from the perimeter. Ledger will take a 3, and she'll overshoot. And now it goes back to the Aviators. Savannah thought about another 3 in the same spot, but instead she'll dish it, go up with her right, but she can't get the finish. She did everything right, but the ball just didn't go to the bottom of the net. But here's Marston trying to keep her team in this one as they now trail once again by 6. Frazier thought about a 3, instead she'll kick it out, but instead it's stolen by Daisy. Thane goes left to right, loses the ball. It's a scrum. Who's got it? It's going to be a foul. And it's going to be called against Elise Southworth of Copper Hills. And once again, this home crowd very adamant that they don't like that call. So a lot of subs coming in. Abby Bush coming in for the Grizzlies as Thane and Presley Whiting will check out for the Aviators, and Lily Shippen and Ellie Larson will check in. There's Larson up at the top, driving, stops the free throw line. Now Whiting, spin move to her left, lots of contact, no call. Rebound controlled by Bush. She's pressured up at the logo and hands it off to Skyly Barker. Going to the left and fouled. And they're going to call a block on the shot, which will send Skyly Barker to the free throw line for 2. Skyly's averaging almost 24 points per game, but she's had a relatively quieter night here against Cedar Valley. She got going early there in the first quarter, but hasn't been able to find that momentum since. She gets the first one to go, currently shooting 94% from the free throw line. And if you didn't think that was good enough, she's shooting 53% from the field and 44% from 3. Those are astounding numbers. An absolute baller to be sure. Second free throw is up and in. And now the Grizzlies trail by 4. Claude is pressured in transition. She hands it off to Ellie Larson. Larson finds Akusi, who then tries to get it back to Whiting. It'll be tipped off of Barker, and it'll stay here with Cedar Valley with 15 on the shot clock. Whiting adamant about the play call and ends up getting it into Shippen. Shippen dancing around left to right, back out to Whiting. She's going to weave her way through 2, kick it back out to Shippen. 10 on the shot clock. Akusi cutting right, going up and getting fouled. Lots of movement on that right side, and it'll be Ava Akusi that'll now head to the line for 2 free throws. Reminder that our free throws are brought tonight by Chick-fil-A. And Akusi's first attempt is off the left iron, no good. Ava averaging 4.4 for the season, looking to get 1 here from the charity stripe, and she can't. It'll be a rebound for Barker. Grizzlies always moving fast in transition. Skyly stops, picks up her dribble, hands it off to Bush, but Bush will hand it off. Over to Creer, who then finds Marston. Back to Creer, who goes to the floater left side, no good. Somehow Marston gets a rebound and then fouled on a shot. Ayla Marston doing everything she can to keep this team from absolutely reeling here in the third quarter with just 1:35 left to go. The first free throw is around the rim and out. So both teams struggling right now from the charity stripe. That's brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Second one, though, is up and good. And that'll cut this to a 1-possession game. Savannah once again heavily pressured by Ledger. It's Larson asking for some cuts, and then she finds Akusi cutting once again, who dishes it back to Ellie. Ellie will take a mid-range jumper and hits. Cedar Valley now finding their offensive rhythm here early on in the second half as their lead increases to 5. Skyly Barker dishes it out wide open. Abby Bush, three-pointer. Back iron no good. Rebound by Creer. Here's Ledger for a deep 2. Can't find it. And the ball will be tipped out and go back to the Aviators. And the refs will actually confer. I think this will go back the other way as the home crowd believes this should stay with the Grizzlies. And it's going to stay with the Aviators. Typically when you see a reunion with the refs like that, it might go the other way, but it's going to stay with Cedar Valley. 41-36. We've just hit under a minute now left in the third. Savannah Claude dishing, driving, now handing it off to Shippen. Shippen now kicking it back out to Savannah. Spin move to her right, and she's fouled. That's a move she's gone to many times tonight. Finds that pivot foot with her left, and she's able to get underhanded. Gets a lot of spin on that ball. Can't find the bottom of the net, but it doesn't matter. She'll be going to the free throw line for 2. So Savannah Claude now back at the free throw line, trying to get 2 points from the charity stripe. First one up, it's good. How about this Aviator squad? In their first year under head coach Kawika Akina, picked to finish last in their region. And a division lower than Copper Hills has found themselves up now by 7 points. Almost at the end of the third quarter against the preseason state favorite. Copper Hills now trying to cut that deficit down. It's Skyly Barker down low to Ayla Marston. Marston with that move she's gone to all night. She won't get it to go, but now she's back at the free throw line. That's brought to you by Chick-fil-A. So the senior guard that leads the team in assists and rebounds per game gets the first to go. As both of these squads may find themselves with star players in foul trouble here in the fourth quarter coming up. But we'll see how that plays out in what has been a very competitive contest so far. To cut the lead to 5, it doesn't go, but it's an offensive rebound by Ella Creer. Cross-court pass, Abby Bush for 3. That's not in. And the rebound will be tipped around, and it's going to stay here with the Grizzlies. So 23.2 left. Copper Hills will stay with the ball. Shot clock turned off. Some of these Vunami threes are not going down for the home squad so far, but they've got a lot of open looks. Barker asking for the screen. Instead, she'll pick up her dribble and hand off to Marston. Marston asking for the teammates to cut on baseline. She's going to hand it off to Bush, right side. Get the handoff. Moving back to her left. Gets the screen from Creer. Now it's Barker who gets some screens of her own. Going to her left. Shot is up and no good. And that will do it here for the third quarter. It's Cedar Valley exploding to take a 6-point lead as we head into the fourth in what should be an exciting contest. It's Cedar Valley 43, Copper Hills 37. Fourth quarter coming up next. Welcome back into another edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com as we get ready for what should be a thrilling fourth quarter between Cedar Valley and Copper Hills. Cedar Valley found themselves with a 1-point deficit going into the half, but then exploded to take their first lead since the first quarter and sustained it coming into this fourth as they lead at 43-37. It's the home team Copper Hills Grizzlies, though, that'll start with the ball as they hand it off to Ayla Marston. No doubt the star player so far for them this game. She picks up her dribble as she's picked up by Thane. Finds Barker down low, cutting to her left, and gets the 2 to go. Skyly Barker typically averaging 24 points a game. It's had a relatively quiet night, but she finds 2 there. Thane pump fakes a 3, steps to her left, shoots it, and gets it to go down. A Vunami 3 for Cedar Valley gets to go down. Vunami, powering local businesses with cutting-edge IT and hosting solutions. Learn more at vunami.com. Shot is no good by the Grizzlies, and it'll go back over to Cedar Valley. It's Thane going up with her right, and she can't get that to go. Grizzlies now trying to find a way to make this close. It's Ledger dishing right, fouled on the attempt. That's good. So Fusi Ledger will head to the free throw line to get 3 points the old-fashioned way. Lots of subs coming in as both Shippen and Raya Bell will check out as Ledger is at the line for one. Can't get the three-point play to go, but it's a rebound by Aspen Frazier. She kicks it back out to Ledger, who finds Frazier. Right wing, stops, picks up her dribble near the post. Back out to Ledger. Finds Marston up at the top. Cross-court pass, Aspen wide open. With contact, gets two to go, and she comes up limping as she probably had some knee-to-knee contact, and it's a one-possession game. Thane finds Larson. She's double-teamed in the corner. Back over to Thane, who dishes out to Savannah. Savannah finds Whiting for three. No good, and the rebound will be taken by Skylee Barker. And timeout will be called as Aspen are having a real hard time walking. And we'll take a quick timeout and come back. Welcome back to Copper Hills High School, as it was the Grizzlies that had to call a soccer post timeout as Aspen Frazier, after making a layup to cut it to a one-possession game, got into some contact and struggled to walk with that left knee that's being attended to now by the physician. But it's the Grizzlies with the ball with the chance to cut it to one or tie. It's Barker who gets a screen, goes to her left. Ledger, cross-court pass. Creer, mid-range, no good. And it's going to be controlled by the Aviators, who move in transition. Here's Whiting going up with her left. And the foul will be called, as once again this Grizzlies home crowd is letting the refs have it when a call doesn't go their way. So 2 free throws will be attempted now by Hadley. She's been to the line a lot tonight. We'll see if she can convert 2. First one rattles in. That'll bring this back to a 2-possession game. Just under 6 minutes left here in the fourth. And the second free throw is up and good. So Cedar Valley, after struggling a little bit in that first half with their free throws, now starting to find the bottom of the net. 48-43 Aviators. There's Barker going with her right. Ball goes around the rim and out, but she'll now go to the free throw line for her free throws that are brought to you by Chick-fil-A. So Ellie Larson will be called for the foul. And the senior guard, Skylee Barker, heading to the line. The star player trying to will her team to get their 5th win of the season. Copper Hills has already lost 2. They lost on the 5th to Grantsville by 2 points. And then a crushing blow just a few days ago at Ridgeline, 50-39. Trying to get back to their winning ways as she hits both of them. A 3-point game once again. Cedar Valley looking to stay undefeated, head to 6-0. And Larson going back and forth as the zone defense is going back and forth in a 2-on-2. And Ledger falls down as Savannah goes to her left, finds Thane. Thane hands it off. Another deep three from Whiting is no good. And it was last touched by Claude. It'll go back the Grizzlies' way. So Cedar Valley could not find a way to penetrate that zone defense from Copper Hills, and it'll be the Grizzlies now with a chance to once again cut it to 1 or tie the game. Here's Barker. Gets a screen. Moves to her left. Trying to tie it. Can't. Whiting with the rebound. Once again, Cedar Valley trying to slow things down. Now we're under the 5-minute mark. Trying to go back and forth. Just passing along the perimeter in this zone defense. It's Claude. Deep three pressured. Thane. Pump fakes, and she's going to travel. Took an extra step with that ball before she put it on the ground, and it'll go back to the Grizzlies. Coach Aquina trying to find a way to get his team to beat that zone defense that was rightly called by this Grizzlies team to try and stop the bleeding. And Skyly Barker will help that as she now cuts it to 1. 48-47. 4.5 minutes. It's a cross-court pass to Larson. Back over to Claude, who finds Thane in the corner on the left wing. And a sky-high pass will go straight out of bounds and back the Grizzlies' way. The student section for Copper Hills is heating up as the Grizzlies now look to retake the lead after they lost it for that entire third quarter. Skyly Barker now finding herself in the fourth. It's Ayla Marston, who's double team going left. Dishes it back out to Skyly. It's a two-woman game right now. There's Ayla going with her right. Bounce pass down low to Creer. It's bobbled, dished out, and stolen. Clot in transition will stop things and slow down the pace. Under 4 minutes now as Thane's on the left wing. Now a 1-3-1. It's stolen by Barker. She's in transition, going to the right, and up and in, and the Grizzlies retake the lead. 49-48. A cross-court pass stolen once again. It's Taylor Johnson who finds Creer. They're going to slow things down. 3:20 now left to go in the fourth. Here's Marston. Heavily pressured by Akusi. Finds a wide open Creer down low in the paint. Off the backboard and in. Copper Hills now on a 4-0 run. And a timeout called by Cedar Valley. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back after this short message. Welcome back into Copper Hills High School. It's the Grizzlies that are on a current 4-0 run that allows them to retake the lead they had for most of the first half and just a few seconds of the third, as they now lead at 51-48 with exactly 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Grizzlies went into a zone defense that has only allowed 2 points from the Cedar Valley team in the fourth. Student section for Copper Hills alive and well, as the Grizzlies will stay with their zone. Thane going back with this cross-court pass over to Savannah. That's all they've been able to do so far. Now it's over to Whiting in the corner. Back to Savannah. She'll take a deep three. It's no good, but it's hauled in by Kusi, who finds Thane to recontrol. Thane's going to cut. Back out to Claude. Claude's going to reset. Now at the 2:30 mark. And it's stolen. The zone defense is impenetrable right now for the Grizzlies. 2:20 now left in the fourth. Marston's going to slow things down for Copper Hills. And there's Barker going right to left. 1v2. Dishes it back out. Creer, wide open mid-range. All sides of the iron are hit, but it doesn't go down. Here's Cedar Valley now with 2 minutes left to go. Find themselves trailing by 3. Larson in the corner. Back out to Clot for 3. She's got it! The three-pointer's up and good, and we find ourselves with a tie ball game with 1:44 to go. Barker, the star of this third and fourth quarter for Copper Hills, gets the screen. Thought about a 3, she'll take it. And she won't make it. It'll hit backboard and iron and roll off. Back over to the Aviators, 1:20. Thane hands over to Claude. Back over to Daisy. They're just doing this cross-court pass, but The three-pointers have been able to fall for Savannah right now in the second half. She finds herself on the right wing. Back over to Daisy. Still can't find a way to get around this zone. Instead, it's cross-court to Larson. Pump fakes, drives, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound is tipped around. The ball is still out, and now it's controlled by Barker. And a timeout will be called by Copper Hills. With 53.2 seconds left, it's tied at 51 apiece. We'll stay right here as we get ready for this thrilling finish. Copper Hills, the preseason #1 favorite for 6A, finds themselves in a tie ball game. And with a 4-2 record, looking to move it to 5-2. Coach Timpson knew this would be a tough schedule coming into the season. But he said to the Deseret News in the preseason, we've got a great core coming back that's hungry to build off what we accomplished last season. We have a difficult schedule ahead of us, but if we defend like we can and play as a team, we can do great things. And clearly their zone defense is what has allowed them to get back into this game against the Cinderella story Cedar Valley Aviators, who were down for most of that first half, but then came back to retake a lead that lasted for most of the third. But they now find themselves in a tied battle at 51 apiece with 53.2 left in the fourth quarter. For the Aviators, it's been a pretty well-balanced team, but a lot of their scoring has come from outside the perimeter. And for the Grizzlies, it's got to go to their two main stars, Anayla Marston and Skyly Barker, who have led them to retake their lead, but now it's tied at 51. Clock rolls, and so do the Grizzlies. Barker's going to slow things down. All players now at the top of the post. Here's Marston, right side. They wanted a 1v1 in the post. Instead, it's Creer up top. She's trying to find Skyly. Ayla's got it, right wing. 15 on the shot clock, going one-on-one versus Thane. Gets double-teamed. The ball is tipped around. Barker's got it. She's going to find Creer out in the wing. It's Ledger driving baseline, and she's going to travel. A disastrous turnover for the Grizzlies allows for Cedar Valley to get the last shot off and potentially move to 6-0. Crowd gets loud. 22 seconds. Clock's going to bring it up, and they're going to call a timeout. It'll be a quick 30. This is a Soccer Post timeout. Soccer Post is your local source for all things soccer, located in West Jordan and Pleasant Grove. Soccer Post is here to serve our community and help all athletes perform at their best. From the latest releases to the perfect item for any fan, Soccer Post is the only choice for your soccer needs. Find us online at www.soccerpost.com. So first-year head coach Kawika Akina has the opportunity of a lifetime. What would have been a major upset determined in preseason. It would be still a surprise, but not as surprising as they're undefeated. He has the ability to draw up a play to beat the preseason 6A favorite Copper Hills Grizzlies. Coach Akina told the Deseret News in the preseason, I'm excited for this year. We have a lot of experience returning and great chemistry. I don't know how we'll do early on, learning a new system and philosophy, but if the girls figure it out and get on the same page, we'll have a fun year. Well, he said he didn't know how they do early on. They're doing quite well, 5-0. And they have a chance to have a really fun time tonight out here in West Jordan if they're able to escape Copper Hills High School with an upset win over the Grizzlies. Coach Akina telling his girls, I want one shot, one opportunity, as Eminem would put it. 18 seconds left exactly on the game clock. Of course, shot clock turned off. The inbound pass comes and it finds Claude as she now moves to half court with 14. 10 seconds left now. And a timeout called once again by Akina. He didn't like what he saw. There was no movement. Another 30 seconds will stay right here. The Aviators have been able to rely on a lot of different players tonight at different points. Savannah Claude right now has been the player to hit a few threes to allow their team to stay in this one after they lost that third quarter lead. But all around the board. It's been the Whiting sisters. It's been Daisy Thane in that first half. Ellie Larson's found the bottom of the net a few times. So who can they draw up to get one shot off now with 9.8 seconds left? If it was Copper Hills, you clearly know that it's either going to Marston or Barker. They've been the two that have led that squad all year, and including tonight. But the Aviators may have a slight advantage as all of their players on the floor have attempted threes, have made the threes this season, and they've all performed well tonight. Who will be deemed the player to shoot that final shot? We'll have to wait another 30 as Copper Hills will take a timeout. We'll take one with them and we'll be back in 30. Welcome back out to Copper Hills High School, where it's tied at 51 apiece. Cedar Valley with the ball on their own side of the court. 9.8 seconds left to get one final shot off. It's been a back-and-forth affair all night. The preseason favorite Grizzlies are looking to not lose two in a row. Meanwhile, picked to finish last in Region 7, the Aviators are now looking to start 6-0 if they're able to get a shot to fall with this last possession. Whiting will inbound. Finds Clutch. She's double-teamed on the other side of the court. 8 seconds left. 7. Weaves around the defense, and she's fouled. She'll be fouled by Ayla Marston. And now it's another inbound opportunity. 4.9. It's Larson in the corner. Finds Whiting. Spin move up. Shot is up. And no good. It's off the back iron. And we're heading to overtime. 51-51. There's nothing better than this. Overtime basketball is coming your way after these short messages. Welcome back into another edition of KSL Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Nate Thatcher. Happy to present overtime here at Copper Hills High School between the Grizzlies and the Aviators of Cedar Valley. In a back-and-forth affair, it'll now be determined in the final 4 minutes of overtime, as the Aviators couldn't get their game-winning shot to go down to stay undefeated. We'll have another 4 minutes to see what will happen. Will the Grizzlies lose two in a row, or will the Aviators continue their Cinderella run? It'll start with the Aviators' ball. Grizzlies going back to a man defense. Thane, left wing, now cuts to her right. Goes to the basket, and she'll be fouled on the shot. So the Grizzlies, heading into that final stretch before the last possession, were playing a zone defense that allowed themselves to get back into the game after they found themselves in a little bit of a deficit there in the fourth quarter. But it's Cedar Valley now with a chance to retake the lead. First free throw is up and no good by Daisy Thane, the sophomore guard who's had a pretty good game tonight and was the leading scorer in their first game against Stansbury. Can she make the second? She can't. It's Barker with the rebound. Barker's heavily pressured, but then she backs out of it. 3:40 left in overtime. Here's Ledger. Thane falls down, and it's a wide-open Marston for three, and she can't hit the Vunami shot. Instead, it's Whiting with the rebound for Cedar Valley. Savannah Clott will slow things down once again. Heavily pressured by Fusi Ledger. Clott now going with her left. Up and in! Savannah Clott has been able to pull Cedar Valley with her moves down low, as the Aviators now lead it 53-51. Here's Barker. Gets a screen from Johnson. Moving to her left, picks up her dribble. Back out to Taylor. 13 on the shot clock. She's going to take that same flight path. Finds Barker with the floater on the baseline. That ties the game back at 53 apiece. 2:40 left to go. Clott finds Thane. Rotation on the perimeter. It's Larson who hands it off to Whiting. She'll hand it off to her sister. Here's Thane for three. It bakes in! Cedar Valley gets a three to go down from the outside and leads it 56-53. 2:16 now left in overtime. Barker going to her right, and she's blocked. Ellie Larson with some chirping after that one. Abby Bush will check in for Fusi Ledger, as it'll be an inbound baseline for the Grizzlies. They find Barker up top, left wing. Once again, driving left, hands off to Creer, who moves with her right, can't get the shot to go. It's rebounded by Whiting, but handed right back to Creer. Creer finds Bush, who cross-court pass to Marston, finds Johnson wide open for three. It's no good. Another rebound. Marston, it's good! A Vunami three for Copper Hills. Vunami powering local businesses with cutting-edge IT and hosting solutions. A minute and a half now, tied at 56 apiece. Here's Ellie Larson, left wing. Finds Presley. Makes a screen for Klott. Klott's now going to go to her left. Another spin move. Underhand with her right. Around and out. Rebounds controlled by Marston. And she'll hand it off to Barker with a minute 15. This overtime has been absolutely thrilling and back and forth like much of this game. Barker gets a screen, picks up her dribble. Heavily pressured by Whiting, and a timeout will be called by Copper Hills. We'll take it with them. It's 56 apiece with a minute, 1 second left to go in overtime. A thrilling finish on the other side of this break. Welcome back out to West Jordan, Utah, at Copper Hills High School, where we are currently in overtime with a minute, 1 second left to go. Grizzlies ball as they're tied with Cedar Valley. The preseason favorite looking to get back into the winning column after losing their last game against Ridgeline, falling to 4-2. Johnson, cross-court pass, wide open Barker. No good, but Creer finds the rebound. The shot clock didn't go because it was an air ball, and the three-pointer's up, no good. And then an over-the-back called against Marston. So Skyly Barker found herself wide open on the right wing for three, but she can't find it to hit anything, and it'll be a no-good possession after the over-the-back foul. 40 seconds left, as now Coach Akeen is telling his girls to move. Here's Whiting, cutting to her right. Underhand, it's around the rim and out. Ball is fought for, and they're going to call a jump ball, which will go over to Copper Hills. The underhand move was just about perfect. A lot of those Cedar Valley players are able to do that, but they just couldn't find the bottom of the net that time with now 30.1 remaining. Timeout taken by Copper Hills. We'll stay right here with you. 56 apiece. Grizzlies with the ball. Shot clock turned off. It was the Aviators at the end of the fourth quarter that had the chance to score the game-winning shot, found itself off the right iron to take us to overtime. Can the Grizzlies do what the Aviators couldn't? Can they finish the game on one final shot? As I mentioned in the end of the fourth quarter, if you're Copper Hills, there's a few girls I'd probably look to go to, and that's Ayla Marston, who has been able to hit a few big shots, and of course Skyly Barker, the star senior, who's before that airball three has been nothing but net. So 30.1 on the clock. It's going to be a inbound from the far baseline, so they'll have to go the length of the court. Cedar Valley looking to stay undefeated to continue their Cinderella run. Copper Hills trying to move to 5-2 and reclaim themselves as the favorite for 6A. Here's Marston, high pressure, 20 seconds left. Finds Bush, high pressure again, it's Barker now, left side, 15. She moves past Larson, dishes it out Johnson, 10 seconds. Back out Marston, 8 seconds, weaving, picks up her dribble, Barker, 3 seconds, floater's up, no good! And the shot is up underneath the basket and can't find its way down. So what happens? We go to double overtime. 56, 56, and more theatrics on the way. This is KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com. Welcome back out for second overtime between Copper Hills and Cedar Valley, tied at 56 apiece. Both teams have now had an opportunity to seal the game, both in the fourth quarter and in the first overtime. Neither could get it done. So we go to an additional 4 minutes. We were all expecting a good game, and that's exactly what we're getting as Cedar Valley controls the second tip. It's over to Whiting. Pump fakes. Dishes it back out to Daisy. Dane will move back to her right, now spinning left. Loses her dribble, somehow finds it way over to Whiting. Presley's got it. It'll be a jump ball that'll stay here. Actually, they're going to say it's Grizzlies' ball because they won the tip. So a good defensive possession that time for the home team as Bush will take it up for Copper Hills. She's pressured high by Klotz. And there's Marston. Hands it off to Barker. The double-headed giant for the Grizzlies. Queer now moving right, finds Johnson for three. No good, but Barker gets a rebound. They'll get another opportunity. 3:20 now left in double overtime. Barker, deep left side. Hands off left wing to Queer, who gets a screen from Johnson. Hands off Bush, top of the key, picks up for dribble. Finds Marston on right post. A floater's up and off the back iron. She gets her own rebound. It's Barker for three. No good. And they'll let that shot go out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Aviators, now under 3. So 56-56. No one scored here in the first minute and 10 seconds of this double overtime. Here's Cluck. Finds Whiting over to Larson, who's picked up heavily by Johnson. She's going to go with her right. Picks up her dribble. Baseline cut. Throws it over to Thane. He was able to corral it. 15 on the shot clock. Back over to Cluck. Savannah, spin move to her right underneath. The Jazz! The pizzazz and the bucket for Cedar Valley. 58-56. Savannah Claude has taken over this game for the Aviators. 2:15 left now as Marston finds herself in the post. She hands it off to Barker. Mid-range shot, no good. Drew iron, and it'll be out of bounds, staying here with Copper Hills. 2:06 left in double overtime and 15 on the shot clock. They've gone to their 2-star players for shots, but nothing's been able to fall so far in this second edition of extra time. Grizzlies looking to inbound. And is it a 5-second violation? No, but it'll be a foul that looks to go against the Aviators. Be against Presley Whiting. So we'll redo this inbound pass. Queer hands it off to Barker. Barker dishing, driving, floating with the right. It's no good. Rebound tossed around and finds its way over to Savannah Clot, now under 2 minutes left. 58-56, Cedar Valley leads. Here's Savannah Clot. Challenged up top, goes right wing. Whiting to Thane. Thane moving to her left, now stops her dribble. Finds Larson, a cutting Clot to her right, who's fouled on another shot attempt. The foul will go against Ella Creer, and it'll send Savannah Clot, the sophomore guard, back to the line to increase their lead. She silences the Grizzlies crowd with her first make. It makes it a 3-point game. If she makes this next one, that makes it a 2-possession game. The home crowd gets loud. This free throw is drastically important. Ice in her veins. She makes both. It's a 2-possession game now. 1:33 now left in double overtime. Bush, left wing, picks up her dribble, finds Marston again on that left wing post. She thought about the floater, instead will dish it back out to Barker. She'll take a floater. It's short. Here's Savannah Clutt. 1:17 left, and they're going to slow things down. The Grizzlies need a stop right here. Savannah goes past the defense. Euro step underneath. And we've got a jump ball that's going to stay here with the Aviators. Great defense that time by Copper Hills. 1:09 left. 23 on the shot clock. Ledger's going to check in for Johnson. Grizzlies need a stop here. It's Presley. She finds Ellie. Larson's going to move it up top to the logo. 15 on the shot clock, a minute on the game clock. Savannah moving to her left. Hands off to Larson, who bobbles. 7 seconds. Down low, tried to find a cutting Hadley Whiting, but it's no good and goes back to the Grizzlies. So if you're Copper Hills, that's exactly what you needed. But now you need to score, something they have failed to do in this second overtime period. Barker gets a screen right. Now goes down low to Marston. And it'll be foul that will go against Daisy Thane. Inbound pass here for the Grizzlies on their own side. 42 seconds left. Elise Southworth into the game as Barker drives. She's blocked and fouled. Savannah Clutt couldn't believe it. She thought she had all ball, and she's now sending the Grizzlies' best free throw shooter to the charity stripe. So Skyly Barker makes the first. A senior guard, top 4 in the state in points per game, a 94% free throw shooter, a player that averages 24 points a game. Can she will her team back? Well, she can get them closer as she cuts it to 2. Timeout will be taken by Copper Hills. We'll take a short one with them. We'll be right back after this short message. Welcome back out to West Jordan, Utah at Copper Hills High School as Cedar Valley finds themselves with a 60-58 lead with 37.3 seconds left and the ball. The Grizzlies just scored their first points of this double overtime period thanks to 2 free throws from the Chick-fil-A free throw line by Skyly Barker. No doubt the MVP of the season for the preseason state championship favorite. Copper Hills looking to avoid 2 losses in a row where they just lost 50-39 at Ridgeline. They allowed 41% shooting from outside the perimeter, and Skyly Barker only had 19 points. They're now going to pick up that full court defense to try and force either a turnover or maybe garner an early foul and send a shooter to the free throw line. It's going to be out of bounds off of Savannah Clutt and back with Copper Hills. An undeniable mistake that may cost Cedar Valley the game here as the Grizzlies now have a chance to tie or take the lead with 36. Coach Akina doesn't like what he just saw, so he's going to draw up something on the defensive side of the ball. We'll stay right here with you as we get ready for a Grizzlies possession. 36.1 left, down 2. Cedar Valley looking to stay undefeated. They've dominated almost every one of their games. They won at Stansbury 82-29. They won against Kearns 65-22. They beat Corner Canyon in overtime by 2 points. So this is not new territory. It was Ellie Larson that scored the game-winning layup to win that one. And like that game, it was also a balanced effort by all of the players that have showed up again here tonight. Hadley Whiting, Savannah Clutt, Presley Whiting, and Ellie Larson. They were also down in that game 9 points heading into the fourth quarter. And they rallied late to beat the Chargers. They then went on to beat Layton 60-36 and Skyline 63-41. They find themselves up 2 on the 6A state championship favorite on their home floor Can they complete this? They've put in the effort, but the Grizzlies have the star power to get this done. Can they do it? Can they avoid falling to 4-3 and what could be a very different start than not only what the team predicted, but what a lot of the coaches predicted in the preseason? Copper Hills is the favorite. They have the roster led by 7 seniors to get the job done. Can they do it tonight in this non-conference, non-region play? So it'll be a box play coming off of their sideline closest to the team. A bounce pass. Finds it to Bush. Back over to Barker. She goes out low. Marston for 3 in the lead. No good. But somehow, some way, it's Fusi Ledger who gets it back up and in. We're tied at 60. Savannah, 14 seconds left. Finds Whiting, and a timeout will be called by Cedar Valley. Oh my goodness, the effort. It's Fusi Ledger, the senior guard. Maybe one of the smallest players on the court gets an offensive rebound off of a Marston three-point miss and puts it back up and in. We are now tied at 60 points apiece. 12.3 seconds left. If the Aviators or if the Grizzlies, if nobody scores, we will then be heading to a third overtime. Unbelievable. Absolute pandemonium. Theatrics. Exciting basketball. Everything you could ever want in a basketball game is happening right now at Copper Hills. Coach Aquino once again trying to drop a play. They had the opportunity at the end of the fourth quarter to get the job done. It was Hadley Whiting who had the shot attempt from the right post that went off the right iron. Can they do something again? Cedar Valley has looked to go to Savannah Clot for a lot of clutch shots here in the fourth quarter and in these overtime periods. Who will they go to? Will it stay with number 2? Or will someone else have the opportunity to claim glory and a 6th straight win for the Aviators? Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, this is not new territory for Cedar Valley. They've already been to overtime once against another 6A opponent, which they beat in Corner Canyon. Clot will inbound. Thane's going to go deep and catches it out by the logo. 10 seconds left. Hands it off to Hadley. Hadley now finds Clot. She's double teamed. 3 seconds left. Thane to Hadley. The 3 is short. And that will do it. Can you believe it? Not 1, not 2, but we're now going to 3 overtimes. And we'll come back here with what could be, what should be, what may be the finish here at Copper Hills with both teams, Cedar Valley and Grizzlies, tied at 60 apiece. Welcome everyone back out to West Jordan and Copper Hills High School as we now head to a third overtime between the Cedar Valley Aviators and the Grizzlies of Copper Hills. The Aviators controlled most of that second overtime. But the Grizzlies found a way to claw back and tie the game up. It's the Aviators now who have won 3 tips straight. Third overtime, here we go. It's been Savannah Clot who the Aviators have gone to for shots here in these last few periods. Here's Hadley. Finds Clot. 20 on the shot clock. Presley now spin moves. Goes to her right. A mid-range jumper is up and no good. Rebound is controlled by Ayla Marston and a foul called against Cedar Valley. So that foul will send Ayla Marston to the Chick-fil-A free throw line for what should be a 1-and-1.
Just 3.
confusion on the amount of fouls called against Presley Whiting. So both the coaches and the refs now at the scorer's table trying to figure out the confusion. Coach Aquina over at the scorer's table saying that Presley should have less than 5 fouls. But the ref is adamant right now that she does have indeed 5. And it looks like she does have 5. So that'll be the night for Presley Whiting. And it'll be Ava Akusi who will check in as the away crowd cheers for Whiting after a great performance for her down low. Akusi will need to step up as the Grizzlies have been able to rebound. And it looks like 2 shots will be given to Ayla Marston. She sinks the first. So it's now 61-60 with 3:37 left in third overtime. The second one off the back iron. Rebound is controlled by Larson. And a foul will then be called against Elise Southworth on a reach-in. So now we'll head back the other way. It looks like free throws will be the determining factor for who wins this game, as Ellie Larson now has 2 attempts at the charity stripe. So Ellie Larson at the line. The rest of the way, all foul calls will be 2 free throws. First one rattles off the back and out. So one more attempt to try and tie this game up at 61. She got it. Clutch. So it's 61-61. Barker's trapped baseline. Johnson finds Ledger, who tried to bounce pass it down low to Barker. It's stolen by Thane. 3:15 left. Daisy's going right to left. She'll slow things up and set up the half court. Thane moving right to left. Finds Akusi for 3. No good. Rebound controlled by Abby Bush. Bush, she's now going to go left to right. Euro steps, loses the ball. Back over to Akusi. Savannah almost got picked off by Ledger, but now she's moving fast. She is going to slow things down. 2:47 now left in third overtime. Tied at 61. Akusi, left wing, finds Thane up top. Thane hands off to Clark. Clark picks up her dribble, right wing. Hands off Akusi. Spin move to her right. Shot is up, no good. Bush again with the rebound. Just under 2:30 now in third overtime. Both of these teams with 1 free throw apiece here in the third overtime period. Barker gets the screen, goes left to right, and in! Skyly Barker now increases the lead. It's up to 2. 2:05 now. Can the Aviators respond once more? Clot with her right. Up and in. The spin is all over the place on that ball. Marston looked to push in transition, but she stops. 1:50 now left on the clock. Barker gets the screen from Johnson. Using that same move, goes with her right and off the backboard and in. Skyly Barker. Can you say anything more than what she's done tonight? They now lead it by 2 once more. Here's Thane, dishing, going up, and blocked by Bush. The ball is controlled, but then over to Akusi, who finds Whiting, back out to Thane for the lead. Off the backboard, no good. 1:15 left. Bush controls out to Barker. It's been all Skyly here in the third overtime. 1:10 left. A score here could help them put this out of reach.
5 seconds.
Barker going left to right. Back to Ledger for three. No. Marston with the rebound. And no fouls called. Bush will take a three. It's no good. Rebound is up and controlled by Thane. 45 seconds left. Thane on the move. She's on the left side. Picked up heavily by Abby Bush. Back out to Ava Akusi, who had to sub in for Whiting, who fouled out. 33 seconds left. A 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. It's Klotz going baseline. Who finds Whiting at the three. Down low, Euro step, fouled. No good, but now she'll head to the free throw line for two. With 22 seconds left, down two. The biggest free throws of her career. And it comes in an away gym with the crowd yelling against her. It's in and out. So Cedar Valley will need to foul with a make or a miss. To cut it to one. She does it. It rattles in. That was huge. 65-64. And a timeout taken by Copper Hills. We'll stay right here. Skyly Barker has absolutely taken over this third overtime period as the Grizzlies now lead it by one, 65-64, with 22 seconds left. They have the ball, which means Cedar Valley will either look to trap early on, and if not successful, they will foul. A reminder that all fouls from here on out will result in 2 free throws at the line. Who can bring it and either close it for the Grizzlies or step up and potentially force either a fourth overtime or close it for the Aviators? Either way, you have to give it to Cedar Valley, a team that was picked to finish last in their region, is absolutely putting on a show against the preseason 6A favorite on the road. So who will it be? We'll be excited to announce in postgame who the ETT Apparel Player of the Game will be. And no doubt, any one of the players on both sides of the floor deserve it tonight. Home crowd gets wild as the Aviators pick up their full court defense. Screens near midcourt. Marston can't find anyone. She finds Barker in the corner. She's quickly double teamed, and a foul will be called. 18.6 now left on the clock. That'll go against Savannah Klotz. So that will send Skyly Barker, the star of the show for the Grizzlies, back to the line for two. Even if she makes both, it's a one-possession game. The crowd now silent. The lead is now 2. 18.6 left. Second one up and in. Clutch from the Chick-fil-A free throw line. 15 seconds left. They're going to need a 3 or a quick 2. And Coach Aquino will call a timeout. We'll call one with him. We'll be right back after this short message. Nate Thatcher back here at Copper Hills High School, where the Grizzlies lead it 67-64 in third overtime with 14.5 seconds left. Aviators ball. Cedar Valley needs the shot here to stay undefeated, or at least a chance to stay undefeated if they can tie it, or potentially take a quick 2 and foul. Savannah Klotz has been the player to go to for much of the latter portion of this game. But all of the players for the Aviators have stepped up at one time or another throughout this contest. Who will it be? Most likely they're going to go for 3 here and try and tie. Presley Whiting out of the game as the team leader in three-pointers. It's inbounded to Savannah. She almost loses it, but she steps out of bounds, and it's going to go the other way with 12.8 seconds left. Aviators will need to trap or foul once again and hope for a miss. It's Barker, and she's fouled with 9.8. An absolute brutal mistake by the Aviators right there, as Barker now heads to the Chick-fil-A free throw line to ice this game. Can she do it? Barker's got the first. Was there any doubt? Second one also good. So the Aviators not only need a quick score, they need a foul. Here's Savannah, 7 seconds left. To Thane for three, got it! But time's still running, and that will do it. Unbelievable. It's Copper Hills that gets the win, 69-67. That'll potentially end the undefeated run for Cedar Valley. Their Cinderella run, though, is far from over. They still have a long ways to go, and they're clearly playing their best ball even with this loss. We'll be right back after this short message with a quick post-game to announce the ETT Apparel Player of the Game. Welcome out to the post-game report here at Copper Hills High School, where the Grizzlies have just defeated what was once the undefeated Cedar Valley Aviators 69-67 in not one, not two, but three overtimes. And now for our ETT Apparel Player of the Game, it's Skyly Barker. The star senior guard who averages almost 24 points a game put on a show in those last two overtimes to help will her team to an eventual 2-point victory. That's going to be a player to watch, no doubt, looking forward. And that is our ETT Apparel Player of the Game, Skyly Barker. If you're looking for customized apparel, look no further than Elevated Team Twill. At ETT Apparel, we specialize in embroidery, tackle twill, and hot press techniques for whatever customized apparel you're wanting. Whether it's for a team, business, school, or family, ETT Apparel is your one-stop shop for all of your customer apparel needs. Find us online at www.ettapparel.com. For Nate Thatcher and KSL Sports Rewind, this has been another edition of the KSL Sports Network. Good night, everyone.